Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Sorry, we're running a little behind. I want to make sure we got everybody on the show here connected. Chris, Vashawn, what's going on, brothers? How we doing?
Very good,
Doing
brother.
well, brother.
Ready?
Doing well, man. Yep.
So Sam here in the comments saying Cinderella season. Franco said the Georgia game reminds me of 2023 Bama. We will talk about that in a second. But for
Interesting.
right now, many of you guys saw my review of the Texas Vandy game. Me and Kieran talked about that post game on Saturday. Good conversation. Honestly, I mean, a game in which we were essentially belt to ass for 3 quarters, dominated. Felt like we were in complete control in all facets of that game. I liked our matchup heading into Vanderbilt, and then the fourth quarter roll, turns into chaos, especially the end of the fourth quarter. So definitely played with our food there. We'll see how much of it, based upon y'all's opinion, was personnel related, not being there, or do we have a bigger issue? I think it's personally a combination of both, but can't wait to see how you guys feel. But Vashawn, I'm gonna kick it over to you first, just with your overall review first of the Vanderbilt game, and then Chris, and then we'll talk more macro. But for me, Vashawn, I cannot be more excited, and Marlon's alluding to about the offensive resurgence. Steve Sarkisian and Arch Manning seem to have gotten their stuff together. And I think that's the biggest thing that I can take away going into the bye week, especially considering we didn't even know if the quarterback was going to play until the night before. And now we're here, talking about back-to-back 300-yard games, SEC Offensive Player of the Week, no sacks, no turnovers. Arch is playing great ball, Vashawn. What say you?
Man, Arch is playing awesome ball, brother. He looks like a quarterback, man. He's scanning the field. He's going through his progressions. Um, I watched one play where he looked to the right, he looked to the middle of the field, he looked to the left, and then he came back to Washington. Now, you can't do that unless you got time to do it. So but talking about Arch, he wasn't hitting those passes earlier, at least the first 5 games of the season. I mean, it was hit and miss. He'll hit one or two. He was very consistent. I mean, shoot, since the Mississippi State game, that fourth quarter, man, he looks like a totally different quarterback, man. And when he's playing like that, it's gonna be hard to stop that offense. Because and especially with the offensive line block. And I know we're gonna talk about that later. But that offensive line, giving him time like that, Arch, you can tell now he's finally settling in as a quarterback that then played 9 games in a season, Um, but I
Yeah.
love it, brother. I love it.
Yeah.
I call it the Millie effect, though. But we'll get off into that later.
Ooh, hold on. Because here's what we are gonna do.
All right,
Because we don't have much time today, so I want to be
I got
efficient. I want you to talk about the Millie effect, because we know there was some transition with staff
you. Yeah,
between who's in the booth, who's upstairs, and who's
yeah,
on the sideline. Or is it more than that, right? Like, so I want you to talk about that. I'm
yeah.
gonna leave the offensive line stuff to Chris, because
Okay,
I know
yeah,
Chris and I were talking pre-show, and Chris has a lot of thoughts he needs to get off on the offensive line. So
I
don't
got
worry about you talk about Milwee, and then let's kick it over to Chris
you. Okay,
about the
okay,
offensive line adjustments.
okay. So I'm piecing up some information. So I got some information, inside information, and also reading paid services. But if you listen to what Sark said at his press conference, was that last week? He mentioned Millie going back up in the booth, and the other quarterback coach, the other analyst guy, going back down. What caught my attention though, uh, he said, hey man, we did that at Alabama. And I'm thinking, like, if you had Millie up in the booth in Alabama, y'all won a national championship, y'all set records at Alabama. The 2020 Alabama offense set records. What took you so long to put Millie back up in the booth? But anyway, the little small information that I got, guys, this is a little tidbit. It was said Millie in the Mississippi State game. So a lot of people say, well, what changed? You know, they was blitzing us. They was killing us up the middle. They was running that double mug blitz right up the middle. Man, I'm talking about kill. We could not pick it up. And I know Tim's going to talk about that later with Stroll and then Brooks in there. But Millie called and told Sark. He said, hey, won't you give Arch an outlet? Give him somebody, they're blitzing Arch, give him a hot route, give him an outlet, give him something to throw to quick to get it out of his hands because they're killing us with this blitz. And Sark listened. So if y'all noticed the Mississippi State game, the fourth quarter, we started throwing it in the flash, we started throwing it quick, and then the pass game opened up. Stroden blocked a little better too on that game, but and then if you notice, I think Steve, and y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I know these guys all ball fanatics. Last week, against Vandy, I think we threw the ball one time, maybe two times over 20 yards. I know we threw one, of course, the pass interference that should have been called on Mosley. That wasn't. And I'm talking about 20 yards in the air. 20 yards in the air.
20 air yards.
Yeah. And then I don't know about that out route that he hit DeAndre Moore. That was a beautiful pass. When the one he threw it across the field,
I don't know if it
been
traveled 20 yards vertically. It was definitely a longer throw. It definitely showcased arm talent. I don't know if that was a 20-yard complete.
Maybe about 15 or so. But the point is, guys, that's not Sark's style. Think about it. I mean, Sark likes to take the top off. But we went to the short passing game, and man, Arch, he looks like a totally different quarterback, man. And he's they're blitzing us now. Now we're picking it up, but guys, I saw Arch throw into the blitz like a quarterback's supposed to do. They blitzed from Jack Andrews' side. Soon as they blitz, and then Jack Andrews turn around because in the past, guys just kept running, didn't know where to go. Arch is like, well, I ain't got nobody to throw it to. So Jack Andrews turned around, Arch hit him. I think it was a 3rd and 9. They converted. That was beautiful to see. But
that's
yeah,
when
man,
you know you're playing good ball. You feel it even in the huddle, right? Like,
yes,
I remember we had, even in high school, we had little blitz beaters and stuff here and there where I would tell a guy pre-snap, if we get this look, my tight end, his name was Darryl. I'd be like, Darryl, I need your eyes. Like that would mean get your head around quick. If I knew somebody was going to come unblocked, you don't have time. You don't have time to finish the whole thing. Just turn around. I got you. And you can see that with them on the field. To your point about throwing into the blitz, he did it multiple times. And you can see the guys are getting their head around. And so it's like, now the blitz, now you can't blitz him. If he's going to do this every time, you have solved that problem.
He's going to beat you.
Yeah. The other thing is, and Sark pointed this out, and it was a maturation for March Manning. And it was kind of the first time I've seen him do it. Like, do it without hesitation. Was the dump off check down to Trey Wisner on like a 2nd and 12 to get like 10 yards.
Yes.
I'm like, dude, for the last 2 years, Arch would have fired that thing down the seam.
Yes, he would have.
I'm not checking this down. Like the stubbornness, almost the audacity. And this time he just saw Wisner there and put it right on his face mask and was like, I'm taking it. I'm taking what the defense is going to give me, and I will be patient. And
Tom Brady made a career out of that. Out of that. Take the check down. My bad,
there for you.
Yeah. Yes.
And a lot of college guys, I mean, there's a reason why you see a lot of these college running backs sometimes don't get as many catches in the college game as they do in the NFL game.
NFL. Yeah.
Because the NFL guys are they're programmed to take with the defense. You can't survive any other way. And the
Yes.
college guys want to show, it's not sexy throwing to Trey Wisner 8 yards down the field, but it keeps you alive, especially when you're playing with a concussion and you can't get hit anymore. All of a sudden, Arch Manning is starting to play really smart pre-snap because I can't get hit. I can't afford. There's no quarterback run game today. There's no running all over the place today. Bubba, you need to know where you're going with this football pre-snap.
Yes.
Or have an idea of where the blitz is coming from and what concepts you want to work and do it quickly. And I don't know if that's what it took to get him. That's how he needs to continue to play football. That's how, he will get, because the deep stuff will be there. It'll be there, especially when you're patient and people see that on film, right? Because people don't want to die by death by 1,000 paper cuts either. But I'm just really proud of how Arch handled that. Let me get to Chris here about the offensive line, because we another thing we've talked about on this show is Cole Hudson's return to the lineup health wise. He's not been available, right? He coming back, but Chris, he didn't come back and play center, man. He played guard for us. What did you see out there on Saturday?
Oh man! First off, I'd like to apologize to Longhorn Nation. First off, I'm sounding like Mac Brown after a 66 to something loss to OU, but I do want to apologize because I gave somebody too much credit. Me as a fan, I'm always harder on the coaches than I am the players. I know the players are getting paid, but I mean they're basically told to do what they're told to do, man. And this offseason, I made a comment that we didn't need to go into the portal that often. I felt because I believed in Kyle Flood. And I believed in development. He showed me that with Christian Jones. He showed me that with Topi first. Then Topi Amade. Then he showed me that with Christian Jones. We were trying to get rid of Jake Majors. Jake Majors, he went from teddy bear Majors to the big grizzly bear Majors. So I believed in him 100%. This summer we were getting reports, when they asked the head coach / OC, how's practice? Oh, offense is fine. Offense is great. Offense is good. Well, me and Vashon have a source, so I'm going to leave nameless, obviously. But he had told us, man, that's not really going on the way that is happening. We're struggling. We're struggling up the middle mightily. And I was like, why are we struggling up the middle mightily? We've got 3 guys that are from the 2022 class that are here, that are ready. Why are we starting? Why are we struggling? The reason why we're struggling is because I don't know if it was politics. I don't know if Cole Hudson was told, because I remember after Cole Hudson was signed, everyone was like, well, he's the next center after Jake Majors leaves. He's the next center. Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But if that guy's going to be the next center, you better have a dog at left guard. We didn't have a dog at left guard. Connor Stroh, whenever he signed, we were told that he was a project. If he's a project, why is he playing left guard? That was the problem. I mean, and I was telling people, I told a buddy of mine that does, his name is Corby. He works for the Ticket in Dallas. I told him, hey, man, watch out for Texas on Saturday. And he's laughing at me. He's like, you know something I don't know, obviously. And I was like, yeah. And what I knew is that Connor Robertson, who in that 2023 game against OU came in off the bench, and I was there, that guy played great. He played amazing. All right. And I thought Mississippi State game, I thought he looked good. So when I heard that Jake Majors is coming back and they were hush about it, I was like, man, there is a chance that they're going to play. I'm not Jake Majors. When Hudson was coming back, I said there was a chance they're going to play Hudson at guard, play Robertson at center, and have Devin Campbell as your other guard, and this is going to be fine. And it worked. There are previous games that we saw the offensive line, and a lot of guys have said this that we talk to every day, is that we don't see guys pointing out who the mic is. At this point now with this lineup, we got 2 guys on the offensive line that have played center. Man, Saturday, on a couple of plays, I saw both of those guys. I saw Robertson and Cole Hudson pointing guys out, pointing out the mic, pointing out the blitzers, kind of letting everybody just be in the 2 quarterbacks of the offense. And that's what made us happen, man. That's what made us work, And I guess I'm embracing my OG status or whatever, because I'm going to go a little old school on you. That made Sark's play calling even better, and he could do whatever he wanted. And when I talk about embracing my OG status, we talk about Steve and his play calling, my analogy for his play calling is going to a concert and seeing your favorite artists. All right. My favorite artist, me being an OG, is Stevie Wonder. Okay. So let's say Sark was Stevie Wonder on Saturday. Because Arch had time, he played all the hits. He literally played all the hits. He didn't play I Just Called to Say I Love You. He didn't play Ebony and Ivory. No, that sucker came out. He played Higher Ground. He played Sir Duke. He played Superstitious. He played I Do. You know what? And what he did, the offense was going so well on Saturday. He had everybody duped. When we got in the red zone one time, you know what he did one time? He ran a toss sweep left in the red zone and it worked. That's how confident that guy was feeling. Do you remember the game against Ohio State we were at? I'm at the game. One of my best friends, Tommy Times, is sitting next to me.
Cotton Bowl.
We're sitting in the end zone, and his wife says, "Chris, why did they just run a toss sweep left that close to the field like that?" She only watches football when we watch football, and she knew better than that play didn't work. Sark was feeling himself. He did that, and it worked. I mean, it's just, I love Sark. I'm going to be happy. I'm not going to be that fan that's always upset. But like I was telling Steve early on, it kind of almost has a Charlie Strong feel to it, because Sark is always like, what is our biggest complaint about Charlie Strong? That he got things a little too late. It was a little, he figured it out, but it was just too late. Everybody already knew it. I'm kind of getting that same vibe with Sark at times with this offensive line change. The only difference between Sark, and there's a lot of difference between Sark and Charlie Strong, but the big difference I'm seeing now is that Sark has an AD, above him that can tell him, hey, no, I'm bringing you these guys in. But I mean, man, we got it in time. We have a chance to make a run. The offense looked great. The screens looked great. We saw several Sark screens. Man, like you said, this is what we saw. This game reminded me of like the 2023 game against Kansas. I remember, in that game, the quarterback had a great game. Quinn had a great game in that game. We were a little worried because Kansas has started that Jason Bean guy, and he ran more triple option and a lot of option and zone read. And we needed our defensive linemen, our pass rushers to be disciplined. That was probably the best game I've ever seen Colin Simmons play. Like, that kid right there was amazing. And he got held. Like, he got held more than I've ever seen OU guys hold our guys. But I mean, man, if we keep this up, bro, like, the sky's the limit, man. But Saturday was definitely fun watching. Definitely fun.
Yeah, no, fun game. Again, going up a top 10 matchup, right, against a team and a quarterback in Pavia who very good, very competitive. I think we saw that, right? But also a game in which is like and I've been saying this over the last stretch, right? When really starting with Mississippi State, all these offenses we're playing, guys, these are good quarterbacks. These are good offenses. These are efficient offenses. You're going to have to score. It cannot be the defense and special teams. This isn't the SEC from 2012. You're not going to get beating people 13-10, bro.
Yeah.
You're not.
Look how Georgia's been winning, man.
Look at the Georgia. Yeah, Georgia's had to score. Georgia had to score in the Florida game to get out of it. Their offense is winning these games. Go watch the game. DJ Lagway and them were moving the ball up and down the field on Georgia's defense.
Yeah.
So was Jaden Ball. Like these offenses at this point, and we lost to Florida. And we're going to talk about the Florida loss because there's people out here that will gaslight you and make you think that Florida's a terrible loss, blah, blah, blah. By record, sure, it's a bad loss. But if you watch football and you see the competitive landscape of how Florida has played with no coach and some of these other teams that are talking ish that have not played Florida and won't play Florida that can just run their mouth, but are the same people we've beaten by 3 or 4 scores on the same field. It's interesting how that dynamic goes. But overall, I mean, look, this football team macro, let's talk macro, guys. And I'm going to go to Prashant.
All right.
Texas has won 4 straight football games. Texas has won 2 games against top 10 teams. They have the most wins in the SEC against top 10 opponents. And for anyone that wants to say Florida is a bad loss, blah, 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 well, that also kind of evens out by the only other loss we have is versus the number 1 team in the country, the defending champion Ohio State Buckeyes. Because had we played anybody else, and let's say that's a win, Now we're talking about us being 8-1 with one bad loss, but undefeated outside of that, right? So let's keep all of that in context when looking at this team. Let's keep all of that in context when looking at the growth of this offense over the last 2 weeks. And again, the resume will speak for itself. John can talk all he wants. Y'all have to come to Austin, my brother. So we'll talk then. Okay. Enjoy your season. Y'all are fantastic. I have no negative things to say about Texas A&M right now. They're obviously playing good ball, but you got to come to Austin to finish the season. That's all I'm gonna say. And as far as I'm concerned, y'all are opportunity for us.
I pray that they're undefeated.
I hope you're 11-0, brother.
I pray that they're undefeated.
I hope you're 11-0.
I pray they're 11-0.
Please be undefeated. Please be undefeated. Hey, come on. Please beat South Carolina, and because South Carolina is nobody, so y'all shouldn't lose. And then Missouri got 2 quarterbacks out. I don't want to hear about if you lose. Please be undefeated so we can see y'all in Austin.
Y'all should be,
yeah. And then if you want to play in that SEC championship game and get beat up,
we'll turn around and play you again. We'll play you again.
Yeah. I'd rather sit out that game, make the playoff, rest, and just chill.
If y'all
not playing that extra game.
If y'all did not see Kieran on here on Saturday after the game, that was the biggest case that he made was I want to make the playoffs and I don't want to go to Atlanta. Give me the time off and give me my little.
Rashawn said that last year. Rashawn said that last year.
No, I said that last year. Me and Victor then was talking about that. Gio even said it. We said, you know what? It really don't matter about the SEC championship. It's all about trying to get to the CFP, get healthy, and try to do what we can do.
Right.
It really is. Yeah.
So, Vashawn, I'm going to start with you. Macro, heading into this bye week. Give me what you feel the best about, and give me, if you're Steve Sarkisian, what are you emphasizing these next 2 weeks? I know what I want to work on and what we need to get right. But what do you feel great about, right, on a macro with this team? Because there's a lot of momentum. You want to get the kids focused on feeling good, but also like, hey, if we don't clean this up, we could be in big trouble. What say you?
Okay. What I feel good about is I saw this from Beaumont, Texas. What in the world took you so long, Flood, to get the right 5 offensive linemen on the field? I don't know. I'm not going to pretend I know. I've heard that he didn't want to play Connor Robinson and Hudson because one of them might get hurt, but it don't make sense. But anyway, I love that they finally got the right 5. Now, what we do give up, in my opinion, they might not, because Connor Stroh and Brooks, and he's going to be a good. I saw somebody mention earlier. Brooks is going to be good. He's just a true freshman. He's a tackle. He's not a guard. They are pretty much better to me in the run game because they're bigger. But Cole Hudson and Connor Robinson, they shore up the offensive line in the pass pro. Both of them play center so they can communicate. They know how to pick up the stunts. I watched Vanderbilt run stunts everywhere. They was trying everything. They was trying to double mug blitz. They tried everything, and they just could not get to Arch. And also, I agree. A couple guys said, man, I saw Wisner and Baxter putting their nose up in there. Boy, them boys was pass protection. They was pass blocking, man. Them boys was sticking their nose up in there. They was picking them blitzes up. That's what we need. I love that. Now, what we need to work on, Steve, and I know we all saw that. We need to make our mind up. Like I hate to say this, old Charlie, but either we're going to be a cover 3 team, we're going to either be a cover 2, Tampa 2, or I don't know what we are because, man, guys are not communicating out there. That defensive secondary, guys, I don't know if y'all looked at the rankings. We was 66. Now we're probably about 78. We're just not good in the secondary. And I'm good with that because everybody has a weakness. Hey, Mr. John, don't forget A&M also is 90th in the country in giving up explosive plays for y'all defense. Go look at your stats. Everybody in college football has a weakness. That secondary is our weakness. Now, thank God we have, Steve, a pass rush. Those pass rushes, I love that. We can get after any quarterback. Yes, we lead the country in sacks. The only thing I saw we got to do another better job of defensively is I don't know if PK said, hey, y'all go get the quarterback, but guys kind of gave up their edge a little too much. And Pavia in the fourth quarter, especially, he got even in the first half, he got outside. He got outside. Man, he killed us with his legs. We can't do
I
that with the
agree.
quarterback for Georgia, man. We gotta if you're gonna rush the look, guys. We played the next three games we played.
All of
All
them.
three of them can run, and I think they're all ranked maybe top 25 quarterbacks. They're all three good.
So they're in. So yeah, you're right. I mean, in terms of if we go like, let's just say we're going on QBR, for example. If we're going on QBR, Gunnar Stockton, I think, is third in the country in
Yes,
QBR, only
yes,
behind Julian Sayin and Mendoza. Then Taylor Green, I know, is top 10 in QBR. Also, Arkansas, I believe, is top 5 or top 10 in the country in explosive plays per game that they're generating on offense.
yes.
And then Marcel Reed, I know, is in the top 20, top 25 for QBR. But Marcel Reed might have the best group of weapons out of all
Oh
of
yeah,
them. Plus, he has very, very dynamic skill set with his legs. So we will have we have our work cut out for us as a defense collectively against all three of these offenses coming up. But we knew that coming in with Pavia, we knew that dealing with Mississippi State,
yeah,
moving. That's why I kept saying, like, we can't. We're going to give up 20 something points to these teams. The question is, can we make enough plays? Can we be good situationally? And can we get stops when we absolutely need to have stops? But we're going to give up points. I mean, this is
yeah.
2025. You're not shutting these offenses down.
Yeah. And look, Steve, I know you're saying we had lost Taft, but don't forget, Steve, we got lit up against Florida too in the
And he was
secondary.
on the field.
And he was on the field. That's what I'm talking about, Steve. So it's just not Taft was out and McDonald was out. We've been giving up yards in the secondary pretty much. If you go back and look at the game, Mississippi State, PK just struggles against Levy. Man, it go all the way back to when PK played Levy at Oklahoma. Levy is always, and I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think the problem is, look, now when we do get Taft back, it's going to show up when teams go fast on us because that's our quarterback on the defense
To get us right pre-snap.
to get us
Exactly.
in the right calls. But man, when Vandy started going fast on us, and when they opened it up, Steve, when they went 5 wide and they went 4 wide, boy, we struggled. We struggled. But if you run 12 personnel and 11 personnel, you're not gonna go up and down the field on Texas. But when you spread us out, that's when we have problems. And don't get me started on Mr. From the 409, Mr. Play 10 yards off the receiver, Mr. Gilbo. You know, I'm just saying, man, if y'all look at the game, y'all watch the game like we do. I mean, our cornerbacks are 8, 9, 10 yards. But I know that's cover 3, though. That's cover 3. There's
So
nothing wrong with that. But you got to know where the sticks are at. Go
D
ahead.
Money, I want to address two things here because we got a super chat, and then
Okay.
I want to talk to Stephen Houston here real quick. So D Money can't get money donations. Thank you, brother. Our secondary has to be tight in 2 weeks. This Georgia offense feast on missed tackles. 100% agree. Georgia is offensively led this season. Stephen, but thank you for the super chat, Stephen. I'm not going to say that they're a weak group overall, but they're not a strength, brother.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
can't. We can't. I know we like our guys. I know we're fans, but objectively, remove emotion. Objectively speaking, they've had one good game in 5 SEC games. Four games they've been had, including Kentucky. They could not stop Cutter Bowl. The only reason why they didn't give up points in against Kentucky was more personnel related. But anytime that they have faced like the Dallas Wilson thing, okay, Dallas Wilson was playing his first football game, and we're over here talking like, okay, Manny Muhammad wasn't out there. That's our like best NFL type corner. The fact that we let somebody go off that much in their first football game tells you this is not a strong group. Because if you need your absolute best guy to stop another guy in his first game ever and you're still getting cooked, that's a problem. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a drop off from Manny Muhammad down. I'm not saying there shouldn't be a drop off from Taft down. There absolutely will be a drop off, but it shouldn't be we can't stop anything. It's turned into the Cowboys secondary. That is what it turned into. The only difference is you have an elite pass rush bailing you out half the time. But now it's turned into, and this is the other problem I have to Fashawn's point earlier. What defense do you want to run on the back end that marries up with the front end? Because right now they are not aligned. Because we're getting all this pressure, but guys are playing a mile off, and we're giving up rhythm throws. We're giving up throws to get people into rhythm. I'm tired of seeing people just get free access inside release to go off and get the game started. I'm tired of it. Me personally, I'm sorry, but if I'm gonna have a pass rush like this, I was expecting us to have corner play and secondary play to come up and challenge those things. I do not see people jumping routes. I do not see people challenging things when we have all of this pressure going on. And I see guys playing miles off on 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 5s, and we're just
no situational awareness. No situational awareness. Like the 4th and 19. I'm sorry, Steve. I just, man. Play the sticks. Play the sticks. 4th and 19.
No,
It's like we don't know. No, yeah, I'm sorry.
I can't give you. Look, no, you're right, Steven. You're right. I am asking questions about Dwayne Akina. He is not going to get by on this channel.
Me too.
Because of reputation.
No. You're
it
right,
is a,
Steve.
what have you done for me lately? I'm sorry. And coaches can get washed. We've seen it with Belichick, even the greats.
Yeah.
If you're not connecting with your kids, I don't know what you are doing.
Yeah.
Right. And so right now, everyone seems to be playing soft. Everyone seems to be in this backpedal, this, and I thought we had gotten rid of that after 2023. But then again, maybe it was you had special guys in Andrew Makuba and Jade Barron, and you combined them with Taft, and you had 3 special brainiacs back there, and that's the only way the defense is going to work. I don't know, but I have questions. Because y'all know if this was Blake Gideon and Terry Joseph, y'all would not be letting this ride, bro.
No, we would.
We cannot let this slide because it's Coach Akina. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think? Let's talk about the secondary. This needs to be triaged.
Secondary? Oh, man. I mean, you guys said it all. I mean, macro level for me, obviously, this week I want to get everybody healthy and see where we are. And like you said, we did struggle with everybody healthy. But, I mean, what we saw Saturday was worse. I mean, Phil Simi, we have so many people. That guy was a 5-star. So many people think, oh, we got the 5-star backing up. We're going to be fine. Man, it takes development. A lot of guys develop a lot quicker than others. That guy's not developed yet at all, man. He's not developed at all. And we were down to our 4th safety. I mean, that lets you know right there. But for a macro level in the next couple of weeks, we obviously want to get healthy. But this is something going into this Georgia game I want you guys to think about right quick. You remember last year when we played them the first time? It seemed like every Sark screen, Kirby looked like he'd been studying like crazy. What I need for Sark to do, whatever analyst he has, that's the defensive analyst that's scouting his offense each week, I need him to not be as predictable. As a Longhorn fan, I predict, you can predict the first play of the game. And dude, that was the first play of the game with Wingo, it went for a touchdown. That's great. But that was the same thing he was doing with Worthy. We could predict that it was going to be a screen to him first play of the game. Out of like the last year Worthy was here in 2023, I think out of like 14 games, was it 8 or 9? started off with a screen. I need Sark to study himself to where Kirby doesn't know what's going on. I need every time that Ryan Niblett comes in the game, Kirby knows that he's getting the ball. There's just things about yourself. Sark needs to, as transparent as he is about his personal life and getting his life right, he needs to do this with his offense. I'm not making it personal on Sark. That's not a personal attack. But I'm thinking that we love about Sark is how transparent he is about his mistakes. I need him to look in the mirror and not be as predictable. I saw somebody say earlier on how well we do when we're in 11 personnel. and how we spread everybody out. That's true. I want to try something different, man. I wouldn't mind us against Georgia seeing some 20 personnel. You know, the way Baxter and Weisner were blocking, if you have 3 wide receivers, you take that tight
I
end
like
off,
that.
and you have 3 wide receivers, and you have 2 running backs. First off, this is the first game that Cedric Baxter is going to see against Georgia. I know it's not the Cedric Baxter that we saw running in 2023, but that guy still runs hard. I feel like when he's in the game, you know, and I know he's not the best back on the team right now, but I can see a difference in the team. I can see the difference in the crowd when he gets the ball, the pops. You know, you're able to actually run up the middle and run inside zone and run power. You can run all that with him. I want to see how he looks. We've never been able to do that against Georgia. And I'm not saying we're going to be able to run and go get 140 yards rushing against Georgia. Oh, no, not as a team. But the only thing I want to be able to us to be able to do is
Establish
keep
it,
them on
though.
march, establish it, keep the chains moving. Keep the chains moving. Have those guys, like we've said this before. The way that this spread culture is, a lot of these linebackers have never seen a 2-back personnel. So at times they don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? Imagine lining up in 20 personnel and having your 3 wide receivers running out there. And by the way, speaking of blocking wide receivers, man, I'm 47 years old. I got a broken hand. I had carpal tunnel surgery. I think I could catch a pass if I have DeAndre Moore and Emmett Mosley. Those guys block like John Taylor and Michael Irvin did when those are 2 of the best blocking wide receivers, NFL guys I've seen. Man, Mosley, man, those guys are amazing. Like, those guys are literally like, I've never seen, I mean, it's like having Jay Witt out there. But like I say, man, just change yourself up against Georgia. Change yourself up. Don't be predictable. I know what you like to do, but remember, Kirby knows what you like to do too. So just change yourself up. Take a hard look at yourself and make sure you're not as predictable. We need to see some things that we haven't seen all year against Georgia.
I like that, Chris. And I think one of the things I'm looking at with Sark is just his matchup with Kirby Smart in general. Because I honestly believe Kirby really outcoached Sark both games last year. Both games in different ways. In different ways. I mean, obviously they were more prepared in the first game, especially that first half, how they came out, how they were all over our stuff, the physicality. That was like a welcome to SEC moment. The SEC championship game was more subtle because I felt like Texas was really the better team. But then Kirby has his punter. He loses his punter, and he goes fake punt with the backup in there. You think you think somebody about to do something like that? You know what I mean? Like, those are the little things, the championship DNA that Kirby has, that I want to see Sark in a game like this. And I'm encouraged because it didn't feel like Sark this week was just an offensive coordinator. I felt like he was really engaged in the game. You know, because I've told my boys before, I'm like, bro, I'm tired of just seeing dudes sitting down there on his knees all the time. Pause. And
He was in it. He was in the
engaged.
game, boy.
Not like he was actually working officials. He was actually, because the officiating was terrible. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I need somebody to fight these guys. That's typically the head coach. And he
Yeah.
was fighting them. Like,
He
I
jumped
need you to
wrong.
stand on business with these dudes. They getting away with criminal activity. Those officials, you know, had some war crimes that occurred on Saturday. Looking back at the game, he was working the defense. He got mad. He got so
You saw with
mad
Warren Robertson and
And
Warren
Robertson,
Roberson.
we got it,
Warren
Robertson. Like, what are
That's
you
like,
Roberson.
doing?
why?
I started saying, what are you doing?
Get out of here.
So I was
Right?
like,
You know?
why?
Why?
Hey, Steve, Simp, and I'm asking all the guys. I never seen Sark. Well, I've seen him engaged before, but he was engaged more. It makes you think somebody's helping them with their plays, the play calling. It's taking some of his, because the offensive play caller guys can't be watching the defense because he's
Nope.
thinking of what am I running, this
What
and
are you
that,
gonna
this
do
and that.
next?
And that's why we've been screaming, Stark be a CEO coach. You can
Mm-hmm.
watch the whole game. You're involved with the refs. OC can't do both. He got too much to do. Just something to think
Yeah,
about, guys. He was way
Millie.
more involved. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's the Millie thing in the booth, because
Yeah.
I want my play call. If my play caller's on the ground, I want him to have comms with a guy that he trusts
Trust, yeah,
Right.
upstairs.
yeah,
Because
yeah,
Sark can't always see all 22 from the sideline. You can't. But
yeah.
in the booth, I can. And so, go ahead, Sean.
No, I was just gonna say, hey guys, we're gonna call it hashtag Millie effect. Let's run it on Facebook. Hashtag Millie effect. Nah, we're gonna see.
Down with that.
I also agree with one of the earlier comments about Arch's legs being a factor in this game.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
yeah,
Because that is a factor he has now that he did not have with Quinn Ewers.
Not at all.
And it was something that one of Arch's plays that he did, one of the few good plays he did have versus Georgia, was in scramble drill where he picked up 20 yards versus that vaunted pass rush last year. Money can be made versus Georgia's defense. They will play well. I expect them to be more prepared for us. Last year, the kid said in the podcast, we had our best week of practice before the Texas game. We got right because they were having problems. Remember last year, Dan Jackson and all these guys, they were having problems getting lined up with Malachi and them. All of a sudden, they come to Austin, problem solved. We had the best week of practice. None of these issues we saw on film happened against us, right? And so I do expect to see Glenn Schumann, all these guys, I expect them to have their best foot forward in 2 weeks versus us. They will prepare like hell versus Texas. They want to beat Texas every time. And that's a Kirby thing going back to Saban. He wants to beat Sark. But I do think that matchup wise, again, styles make fights. Arch is gonna have some say in this game. This version, Georgia's unfortunate to face Arch now than having to gotten to face Arch back in September or August when Ohio State and them got to see him, because they're facing somebody that's been through war, that's been through hell this year. There's nothing that Arch Manning hasn't seen already at this point where his life has gotten turned upside down at this point, and he keeps coming back for fire. They already called my boy a fraud. They already called my boy the biggest bust in college football. All this. And now what are they doing? They climbing back now to try to get back on the bandwagon.
Oh, they loving them now, boy. They love.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie though, guys. It was just, for me, it was just weird watching the Texas game 4 or 5 weeks ago, and those Parker Werby glasses commercials were coming on where Arch's his dad's talking about him being able to see at a young age, and then he can't read the defense against UTEP. I was just like, this poor kid can't win, man. I mean, literally, the Parker Werby effect. But I mean, he's seeing it now. And the thing that I like the most is that the Florida game for me was the turning point game for Arch, because the offensive line has struggled mightily, but that's the game where he started seeing guys open. He started seeing. There was occasional misread. I remember in the red zone against Oklahoma, whenever Livingston ran that backside post, we're in the red zone and Arch missed him. And on film we saw it. It was like, man, you got to see that. You don't have time. You got to see that. Whether you have time or not, you got to hit that guy. But I think the fact that he played with such bad quarterback or bad offensive line play the first several weeks of the season, it's almost like having a resistance band running, and then you take the band off and you're super fast. I mean, literally, you played with guys that weren't ready. I mean, dude, Connor Stroh against that Florida defensive lineman that took him inside and he didn't touch and he hit Arch. I'm just like, you didn't get touched. You ain't on an island. You're in the middle. You're in a phone booth, and that dude ran around you in a phone booth and knocked our quarterback and sacked our quarterback. But the fact that, like I was saying, man, the fact that he's actually has time now, and he was before he even had time before we start seeing that maturation of him getting better. Now, I mean, this guy could be the limit. I mean, I don't care what happens. He's not leaving after this year. He's going to be here one more year, like I've said all along. But at the same time, though, it just feels good to see that maturation and see a guy grow up before our eyes. And I want to say one more thing in closing. I heard this said a couple months ago. Texas fans, whenever we got Arch, this is the best analogy I've heard about it. We thought it was like an old school toy because he's a 5-star quarterback. You pull out of the box and you hit play and it works. We actually needed to assemble him and make sure he develops and learn. It wasn't going to be that easy. We didn't think the struggle was going to be as bad as it was earlier on, especially like the UTEP game. But I mean, it just, we honestly thought, that's why I think the whole world was just jumping on him, because they thought that he was, oh, okay, he's ready. He's ready. He's a 5-star.
ready
Pull
to
him out.
go.
No, he wasn't ready. He needed development. We needed to put that toy together. And now, this thing going to be, this machine going to be rolling, hopefully.
Shout out to Arch.
Yeah.
Facing the adversity. The kid literally had every media outlet saying he's the number one pick, saying he's this, he's that. Then they jumped off of him, got on him, called him a bust, called him this, called him that. Even the fans. And now, kind of reminds me of that old song, Mike Jones. Back then, they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
Yep.
They all on them back
100.
again, bro.
100.
They all on them back again, man. Hey, shout out, Arch. Keep doing your thing. You're looking like a great quarterback. I even heard some people talking about, yeah, he might be the number. No. He coming back.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
He's coming back.
He got a natty to win for us. He coming back.
Yep.
So,
the film don't lie, fellas.
It don't lie.
The film don't lie. You start seeing traits.
He's so polarizing.
That Pro Football Focus grades, NFL throws, big time throws. Look, Arch had 4 big time throws in the Ohio State game, and I kept telling people like, this. It wasn't the car accident that people said it was. Was he bad?
Yeah.
Sure. Did he play good enough to win? No. Were there moments where it's like, oh my God, what was that? Yes. Like, stop. Like that. Now those traits have to become consistency. They have to become seeing the field, reading the defense, getting on time, all these type of things, knowing when to use your legs, knowing when to slide, knowing when to protect yourself. All of it is coming together. All of it is coming together. And the adversity that he went through, which is normal for Texas quarterbacks that have succeeded here. As Drew just said, Colt went through it his sophomore year. Vince Young went through it his redshirt sophomore year, his redshirt freshman year. Were some really tough times, very tough times. You have to have thick skin to be the quarterback here. You have to have thick skin to be a Manning.
Yeah.
Wherever Arch was going to play, he was going to have eyeballs. I'm not. But you combine that with Texas, and it's like Jesus, right? Like now it is kind of in that Chris Sims territory of like, everybody's watching your every move and every step, and it's just but it's even exacerbated with social media. So much credit to him and the toughness. You earn respect with toughness, man. That boy, that's the Manning DNA too. They don't miss games. They play. It's hard to take them out and keep fighting. That Mississippi State game, there were some uncomfortable conversations that were happening in the middle of that Mississippi State game. And to keep him and Wingo did not care. They just kept playing ball. Like, all right, let's see if we can get this thing down to 2 scores. All right,
whatever
let's see
him
if we
and
get the ball back.
Whatever him and Ant Hill said to the whole team, before the fourth quarter started, really worked. Man, Arch's leadership, that guy needs to get credit for that, man. Like, he never points fingers. His body language is never bad, And honestly, I think that's why a couple weeks ago when Colin Simmons was asked, about what Sark's comments about the team being a defense and special teams, I think Arch competitiveness and leadership is the reason why a guy like Colin Simmons says, no, it's offense, defense, and then special teams. It's not just defense and special teams. When you earn that, the guys in the locker room, I'm not saying that Quinn didn't earn these guys in the locker room their respect on both sides of the ball. But I mean, Arch seems like he's gotten it quicker than Quinn did. Like, man, I'm so happy with his maturation. Let's just keep it going, man.
Right now, Arch is on the trajectory. If you look at his first, how many starts does he have now? First 12 starts, however many start games he's played, I don't even know. He's on the same trajectory that Colt McCoy was. I mean, in some cases, statistically even better.
11 starts. Yep.
And that's with the offensive line problems. That's with no run game, right? That's with the inconsistency with your receivers, the injuries with your receivers, the injuries with the offensive line. your own stuff that you were working through, you having a concussion, all of those things. And now everything's starting, to look quite nice. And it's like, oh, wow,
Yep.
like he's actually off to a really good start in his first 12 games as a QB. Interesting how that works. Anyway, Shelby Bowden, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Dimple Wonder, I saw your super chat earlier. Thank you. I want to address this one comment before we get to the playoff conversation where I want to end off here.
All right.
So CA, everybody was excited with hype before the season. We were the number one ranked team, if you don't remember. So yeah, of course everybody was running with the hype. But I will say this: I don't know if you're talking about us in particular, or you're talking about Texas fans, or what you're referring to. But I haven't made excuses. I don't make youth excuses on this channel. We had certain expectations. Youth is great for our depth, and I expect our young guys to develop and to keep playing. But nobody's made excuses about, oh, this team is young. You've never heard me say that. I will say somebody's young. Just look, I'm the same guy that some of y'all are pushing back on about the secondary, because I'm not giving them a pass when they had Jonah Williams and Phil Simi and all these young boys out there.
Yeah.
I easily could.
He's probably coming at me, but I mean, it's not an excuse, but it's just the fact that we know we've got 60 underclassmen. We have 25 juniors and seniors on scholarship. I mean, now that we're 9 games in the season, those guys really aren't underclassmen anymore. So the excuses are that's not there anymore. Let's go. This is 9 games into the year. Let's go.
Yeah, it's November.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, we've played a lot of football. Guys have been in some wars now, even some young boys that have played a lot of snaps. Let's go. I'm with Chris on that. Let's go. And let's find some guys during this bye week. Shelby, thank you for the super chat. Chase Daniel broke down tape today showing Arch made it to his 4th read under a 6-man rush close to his own end zone.
Wow.
Dude is developing in real time.
Thank you for that, Shelby. I'm going to find that. I want to see it. I'm a junkie like that. I'm interested in that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So
yeah, look, guys. We don't make excuses for our team. Yeah, we had the hype. We calibrate as the weeks go by. When we saw how we was looking, we was like, "Oh, wait a minute, what do we do, Steve?" We instantly like, "Nah, we might have to temper our expectations."
We were changing the win totals, everything.
Yeah, we changed the win totals and everything because
you want to see the nicknames, folks, in our group chat. The nicknames that all the guys in our group chats has is amazing. I changed mine to I'm Bama Sark, not Atlanta Sark, when he was offensive coordinator with the Falcons, and that didn't last long at all. Everybody's nicknames are just amazing on that chat.
Yeah, guys. When you make predictions and things like that, you're not knowing what the team look like yet. Then you see something, you go, "Whoa, wait a minute, hold up. We got some growing pains," which we do. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. So it ain't gonna change. How we feel about the team is not going to change the way they play. That's the way I look at it. That's just our opinion. So it don't bother me. I sleep good at night. So But I will say this: they're playing better. That offense like now. Look, do we got issues? Everybody got issues. Georgia cannot get to the quarterback this year. Did y'all know that? They only averaging 1 sack a game. I think they're like 90th in the country getting to the quarterback, but Kirby gonna cook up something for Sark, though. He always do. I think that's the first time I seen Kirby go from a 3-3. What was it, Steve? He did a 3-3 and went to a double mug. He did that little switch up on us.
When they rolled, and they did it off of Quinn's cadence.
Yes. Kirby's gonna Kirby gonna throw something, man. But look, guys. Just like boxing, styles make fights.
I like Quentin's comments. I like that comment where Quentin said, "You're allowed to change your mind when you get new information." Facts.
That's a big fact, and appreciate that.
Thank you for the super chat. But that's what smart people do. Isn't that what investors do? Isn't that what people do when they, regardless of what you do, right? I mean, new information is new information, brother. Like,
yeah. Arch
I don't
is
know.
reading the defense. He wasn't at the beginning of the season. So you think we're going to be the same? I mean, I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah.
come on, man.
Yeah.
If Arch was playing like he was playing against UTEP and Ohio State, we would all be sitting on here like, yeah, I hope we play well. But now we like, no, we got, I mean, we ain't scared of nobody. We think we can do it.
We
Even with
got
a, yeah, even with
Quentin.
a subpar secondary. So,
I was talking to a buddy of mine today, and we were talking about Wingo's injury. My buddy goes, "Well, hey man," he goes, "Wingo doesn't have anything to worry about because we've seen a one-arm Quinn throw to a broke-hand Worthy, so Wingo's probably going to get 15 targets against Georgia." And I almost crashed when I heard him say that.
hey,
Oh
Kirby
man,
is, let me tell you something, CA. Kirby is going to use everything. We went into Georgia and took his linebacker. And we went
yeah,
in and got Justice Terry.
yep.
And we're already trying to get
We got James
Kirby.
Johnson from him. He wanted
Yes,
James Johnson. Yep,
Kirby gonna bring everything. But that's okay. Hashtag Millie effect is here to save the day.
yep.
That's one thing about Kirby too. He is the master motivator when it comes to
Yes.
any little and Kirby and Sark are actually friendly, very friendly behind
Yeah.
the scenes.
Yeah.
A lot of respect between the two of them, but Kirby is a like anything you say in the media, he will take it and go crazy. He went crazy in Austin after the game.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what disrespect
He
is
went
this man
WWF.
talking?
Hey, he
He went
reminds me of
Talking
WWF.
Mike.
about?
He reminds me of Michael Jordan. And that's when I took it personal. Like Mike, he
Yeah.
didn't say anything to you. You know what I'm saying? Kirby
No, with
used
that interview
everything to
after
make
the
it
game in
personal.
Austin, when he sounded
Yeah.
like Precious Paul Ellering, the manager of the Road Warriors, they tried to
Yeah.
cheat us. I was just like, oh my goodness. Oh
He
man,
sure did. He sure did. Look, Kirby. I like Kirby. I respect Kirby.
me
He's
too.
right now.
He's
He's at the
great.
top of the list until somebody dethrones him. Post Saban era, he's the guy. But if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm at with Sark. You have somebody said this earlier in the chat. You have now 2 weeks ready, Sark. Kirby and them have to go to Mississippi State next week, and we know. Look, I expect Georgia to win the football game, but Georgia's going to have to. You can't just go and play Levy and not like you're going to have to
Yeah.
deal with some 4-2 and 4-3 out there, bro. Like they go.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've never been a bigger Brendan Thompson fan in my life than I'll be next Saturday. But I'll say this: I want Georgia to win because I don't need them any more desperate coming off a loss against us. We don't need because I mean they were desperate last year going into that game in Austin. We don't need them desperate. We need them to win, maybe win sloppy, but just get a win,
I
and
think
then
they'll
let's see
get
what
by.
happens 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
they'll figure out a way to win, but I think that game's
right.
going to be. I think it's going to be kind of tight. I think Mississippi State has
Yep.
played a lot of people tight in this conference, including us, and they have the speed to keep. They have the speed to put some stuff behind Georgia, especially with the lack of pass rush that Vashon is talking about. Blake Shapin's going to have time to get the ball to these guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, I do until I see otherwise. I expect Georgia to be 100% ready for Texas, even with them not having a bye. There's a certain energy that we attract with guys in practice, the Tyler Atkinson stuff, the Justice Terry stuff. Everything gonna get brought up. Okay. Here's the thing, Texas, have the same energy you've had in recruiting. Go there and take it. We do not care.
Yep.
Yes, we walked into your trap and took Tyler Atkinson. We're gonna leave here with a W as well.
That's
That's
right.
the plan. That has to be the only energy I'm seeing. Yeah, we also went head up for Arch too. Remember that? Like
Sure
we
did.
took there's a
Yeah,
reason why
we sure did. We went head up hard.
we
You're
leaving
right.
with it all. We leaving with it all. The recruits, the talent, and the W. So it needs to because we got to set that tone. I don't want to see us losing 3 straight games to Georgia. And
Yeah.
now that we're getting ready for Georgia, my energy is already different because before the season, I had charted it as a loss. But
Me too.
context
That
is
was one of mine. Yeah, that was one of mine
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
as we prep and as I watch Georgia, like you said, more information, I'll
Mhm.
see where I fall the week of the game.
Yeah.
But right now, Texas can beat them.
Yeah.
Texas,
Georgia can. Quinn just put the numbers up. Georgia can't beat B. Look at those numbers.
yeah.
Yeah, they give up 41, 35,
Yeah.
21. Yeah.
So you're gonna have to score. Hey,
Yeah.
Stockton is no bum.
No.
Stockton is no bum. If you're calling Gunnar Stockton a bum, you're not watching college football. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Respectfully, you're not watching the games. I know he looks like Sling Blade, but he's nasty. Okay, he's nasty. Okay, and he can run and pass. He can do both,
Mhm.
and he's smart. I like the way he finished that Florida game. Smart quarterback, well
Yeah.
coached. Mike Bobo's
Slip.
having a good season. Mike Bobo's caught a lot of flack post Todd Monken by Georgia fans because it hasn't looked as sexy as it did. Well, yeah, everything's going to look sexy when you have Lad McConkey, George Pickens, and Brock Bowers as your pass catchers. Okay, with people like Cook in the backfield. I get
Right.
it. Things have changed. They don't have that kind of personnel, but they're a good offense, and we're gonna have to score points. And I expect us to go into Athens, and I expect Sark to want to flex his muscle. Ever since Sark has been called out as an offensive mind, he has been on different energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I expect
Playing
him
the
to go
hits,
in.
man. He's playing the hits.
Yeah.
All right. Here's where I want to finish up, and we can
Okay.
wrap. Why the hell is OU ranked ahead of Texas in the AP poll? And why? Now, we do not, as of this recording, as we are all talking here, we don't know what tomorrow night's going to look when the playoff committee turns around, what the first 12 teams are going to look like, right? But we're going to find out what that initial 12 will look like. We know there's a lot of football left to be played. For example, BYU and Texas Tech are going to play each other. I expect them to be probably 8 and 9, right? So some of these are going to be elimination games. Georgia Tech just lost, right? Like, so some of these conferences where people thought maybe these leagues will have multiple bids, we'll see. I expect Notre Dame to win out. I do. I know some people have them losing at Pitt. That to me is wishful thinking. I expect Notre Dame to be 10 and 2. I do. And it may come down to a 9, because if we're 10 and 2, we're in. Number one.
Yep.
Yeah.
We would have finished the season with ending the season with 3 top 10 wins on our last 4 games. We'd be in, no questions asked. Okay. Then we'd be talking about, are we in Atlanta? Like, honestly. That would be the conversation. At 9 and 3, though, as long as one of the losses is either Georgia or let's say A&M, it can't be Arkansas. But if one of the losses is Georgia or A&M, now the Texas versus Notre Dame thing is a real conversation. I'm not even going to say Texas versus OU because OU still has to play Bama. And to me, if they have a third SEC loss, what are we talking about?
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not in the conversation.
Why are you in the conversation?
Mhm.
I don't know. What is it? Where does everybody feel in regards to this playoff thing? Because I no one's giving me a reasonable explanation why OU is even ranked ahead of us when we're both 7 and 2 and we have 4 SEC wins and they have 3. But Vashon or Chris, go ahead. Chris, go ahead.
I think personally, like I've heard people say, if this Georgia game is one of those games to where, and let's just call it a buck. I'm not trying to be a whiny Longhorn fan, but I thought Kevin Marr and that other brother from the Big 12 officiating, I thought they were there on Saturday. Who was the brother, Vashon, that used to always do those horn games and just was so bad for us? If we lose one of those SEC Big 12 officiated type games, where Kirby's trying to clap, but he called or timeout, but if they do something like that and we lose close, but then we blow out Arkansas at home and we beat an undefeated or one-loss A&M team, they've got to put us in. We just can't have there's going to be, for us, the Big 12 can't get two guys in. The Big 12 cannot get two guys in. And I don't have Virginia's schedule in front of me right now. But I mean, I think the ACC is also going to take each other out too to help us out. But that's
it's
what
already
we
happening because Miami lost to SMU this past week. And now there's already a conversation about Miami now with two losses, correct?
Yep.
Because they lost to Louisville as well. That Friday, when me and you were together that Friday, they lost to Louisville. So, people are already having the conversation about, well, why is Notre Dame ranked ahead of Miami? Because Notre Dame lost to Miami head to head, and they both have 2 losses. Like, that's where we're already at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, the ACC is going to be interesting because you'll have whoever your champion is, that's fine. But at this point, I don't see a second person coming from that conference.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I really believe I was listening to CBS Sports and some other sports broadcasters, and they basically said Texas go 2-3 during it, regardless if they beat Georgia, beat Arkansas, lose to Aggie, or vice versa, lose to Aggie. I'm just saying beat Aggie, lose to Georgia, beat Arkansas, we in. Somebody threw a scenario. We beat we beat Aggie and Georgia and lose to Arkansas. I was like, I don't know, man, about that one. But I mean, hey, regardless, we win 2 out of the 3. I really believe we're in because those are 2 top 5 teams. We already got 2 top 10 wins. Man, that's a pretty tough schedule to go through. And we the only team that went to Ohio State and played them tough.
One score game.
One score game. We had the ball at the end too.
Yep. And was on the road. So they take all of that into account. And I think we'll get in. So I mean, really 2 weeks, we beat Georgia. I think we're that step closer to automatic getting into the CFP, and that's the goal. Get in there, get in the dance, see what happened. Because if you looked at what happened with Ohio State last year, they got hot. Who's coming off that loss to Michigan? They got hot, and then boy, they just look like a completely different team. So we don't know. But anyway, just get in the dance. Yeah, just get in the dance. But that's another reason why I would prefer Aggie to be what they is too, be undefeated, because that'll make us look real good beating them. So, and CA got a good point. If Georgia loses to Georgia Tech, that could hurt, but I don't know. I'm just going by what the broadcaster said. They's like, hey man, Texas 2-3, they in there. That's a tough schedule they went through.
No, ideally, guys, if we win them all,
we're
in.
We're having
we're in
different
the SEC championship. Win them all.
Yeah. Which I don't want to.
It looks like
I don't know about that now, man. Come on, Ole Miss. Is it Ole Miss that needs to win out, and with A&M or Alabama? Alabama and A&M. Y'all figure it out.
Go to Atlanta.
Yeah, y'all figure it out. Y'all. Yeah. Sark gets flashbacks of being in Atlanta when he's calling plays there. So of him being a Falcons OC. So we don't need that. We don't need that. I'm Bama Stark. I'm not Atlanta Stark. So, man.
Yeah.
What's the name? Who named the group chat? Let's talk to me about Georgia first, and then we'll see. Or what's the name of the group chat right now?
That was. I think that was Adrian, staff master.
Yeah.
Talk to my bitch. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, he goes through about three names a day.
Yeah, he changes every other day.
Marlon said, Marlon's been drinking Kool-Aid. I love it. He said, I want the Bama smoke. Yep, film study group chat. That's what we're talking about, Victor.
Yeah.
That's the group chat we're talking about.
That's group chat, yeah.
You're in there, Victor. We talk reckless. Okay. Trip Castleberry. Michigan owns Ohio State. Yes, they do.
Yes.
They have not beaten them since COVID. So that still
Hey,
matters. That
that can
still
happen, bro.
matters. Like yet again, no one's talking. I mean, I know they're talking about it up there, but like,
Mhm.
I mean, we've kind of just. I feel like everybody is fat at a national place has fast forwarded to Ohio State versus Indiana,
Yeah.
and Michigan may say, "We still have your number, my guy."
Yeah.
Um,
For real, man. Hey, rival
Yeah.
games, and Victor noticed you can throw records out with rival games, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be a 1-9 A&M team and a 10-1 Texas team. And I'm telling you, them jokers gonna play hard. You can
Yeah.
throw the records out. Same thing with Oklahoma. It just
Yeah.
when it's just something about when rivals play each other, bro. Like Georgia Tech gonna do Georgia.
Georgia
You
Tech and
know, it's
Georgia.
just
Yeah.
something about yeah.
Oregon, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Indiana smacked them around, boy. Woo.
Oregon, I don't
Indiana,
know. I mean, they love Indiana
boy,
though.
Indiana is on. I don't know what that offense is on a heater. Them jokers putting up 55 and 50.
Man, their
Man,
head coach
and the
is so
defense.
smug. I've never
Yeah.
wanted to see a guy fail so bad. That guy's so smug. Google me. Oh, come on, man.
I like it
Come
though.
on, man.
I like it though, Chris. I know you're different, but I like it.
Right.
My only thing with
Yeah.
Indiana though, bro, is
Yeah.
they were on this last year. I do think they're better than they were last year. I definitely do on both sides.
Yeah.
And I think they proved that at Oregon. But Notre Dame still went belt to ass
Mm.
when it wasn't a Big Ten team.
Yeah.
Like the moment you weren't playing somebody in the Big Ten, like they just like destroyed you.
Yes. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that. I can't get that image out my head. And I just want to see Indiana, like, because I feel like Indiana now has created this fear factor amongst Big Ten teams. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. All the advanced metrics, everything you can ask for. They even got the boys back. The boy Mendoza's little brother,
Oh, his
like
little brother, backup quarterback.
is the
Yeah.
backup quarterback running for 50-yard touchdowns. Like, come on, bro. It looked like high school. It looked
Yeah.
like high school. I just
Yeah.
want to see them. I just want to see them do that against, like, you know, somebody not in the Big Ten, somebody that like half their linebacking core wasn't just wrestlers. You know, like, let's some people
Yeah.
with some
I agree
rhythm.
with that. I had a conversation earlier today. I was like, really, man, the Big Ten. They was talking, they was bragging too, like, yeah, we the best conference. Then you start looking at it like, oh, not really. Not really. The SEC is still super
Yeah.
deep. It's still
Still
super
king.
deep. And you can
Still
get beat
king.
in any week. Any week you can get beat.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, fellas, let's do closing thoughts because I got to run here.
All right.
Who wants to go first?
I
Okay,
got
give
you.
it a shot.
Guys, we look different offensively. It's amazing what great blocking does. I mean, I ain't gonna say great, but good pass protection blocking does. It makes a team look totally different offensively. It's also amazing when the quarterback is going through his first, second, third, fourth read. I got a theory on, and I got to go back and watch this. The Wingo screens. What I've noticed the first couple weeks, teams was loading boxes on us, daring Arch to beat them with their own. Like, he ain't gonna beat us with his arm. We're gonna load the box. We're gonna stop the run. We're gonna make Arch beat us with his arm. Well, now you put 7, 8 in that box, throw it out the Wingo. Wingo got one-on-one with somebody. He's gonna make a miss, and he's gonna take the top off. It's just simple football that we're playing now. If you look at the way we're calling the game, it's really just pitch and catch, simple football. They blitz, throw into the blitz, throw the screen, do this, do that, short pass, whatever. It's not really complicated. I think Stark was too complicated earlier. They slowed it down. They got Arch involved, and offensively, a different team. Everybody has weaknesses. Yes, we know our secondary, they can't cover that long. But I think our defensive line in that pass rush is special enough. It's special enough to cover up for a lot of those guys' mistakes. We'll get it fixed. I really believe that. I trust PK. He gonna talk to Akina. And I think, guys, Georgia might be the team. I might be. I mean, we already looked at Vanderbilt. I really believe that Sark's backs up against the wall. Like Steve said, we can't lose to Georgia 3 times. I think we're going to see the best of Texas. That's my point. We continue doing what we're doing. We getting healthy. We getting Tab back. Hopefully, we get McDonald back. And then we got a new offensive line. And then these guys are blocking on the outside because to make these big runs, you got to have guys blocking. I think we're going to be good. So I like what I'm seeing. Feel good about them again. And let's just see what happens, man. That's all I got, fellas.
No, I appreciate you, man. And I think it's very, first of all, JB got me when he said, no block, no rock. It's true. It's true. They've been an impressive group. Texas is definitely peaking, starting to peak at the right time. Chris, I think it's crazy, man, looking at this football team. 4 straight wins. And even the last 2 games that they've won post Kentucky, just the narrative, everything just different. Oh,
Yep.
God.
Man, personally, on offense, I like the fact, before we were talking about, we had a spirited conversation actually Saturday after the game on who's the number 1 receiver. And I think Vince and Gio were kind of arguing and talking about that. I like Emmett Mosley's role in this. I like the fact that after Wingo got hurt, our offense didn't stall. I like a guy like Emmett Mosley having a lot of targets and having a lot of catches. I like a guy like Ryan Wingo leading us in yards after catch. I mean, the fact that I think we still have the circle of trust, but we saw McCutcheon get in, which is good. Parker Livingstone is still there, but I mean, that's who he is. Everybody was trying to compare at the beginning of the year, called Arch and Livingstone the McCoy to Shipley duo. I don't know why that was even being said. I still like how Parker's development is developing. But also what I want to see is that next coming up, obviously we're happy we have Baxter back. We have Wisner back. Man, I wish Sark would trust a Christian Clark or a Simon a little more. Let's open that up. Let's use those guys, man. Like, I think when was the last time was it Christian Clark got in against, was it Mississippi State? Got a couple of good runs? Or was it Kentucky?
I don't think it was. I think it was Kentucky.
It was Kentucky. And then we haven't seen him over the last couple of weeks. He didn't do anything wrong to warrant him not getting any snaps. Let's not be as predictable. Let's open the circle of trust a little bit and let's see where we are, man. I mean, why not us? Yeah, we're not using the excuse like CA or somebody was saying. I don't know if it was CA. I didn't mean to say that name, but like somebody was saying, we're using an excuse that we're young. I think it was John the Aggie. But
no,
I mean,
it was CA. It was CA that was talking about
we're a young team. That's fine. But why not us? We're a talented team. We're a talented team, man. Let's do this. Why not us?
I love it, fellas. More to come. This is the bye week, so I'll be looking to have. That's why I wanted, Chris, your work schedule worked out real well today for us to get on here and just wrap. But right now we will see what happens. I might jump on here Tuesday night just to react real quick about the playoff stuff, and we talk through it. But I'm gonna try to have as many guests on the channel, and starting with Vashawn and Chris. Man, thank you guys for coming on. Y'all bring it every single time as usual. People can find you guys Unfiltered Longhorn Talk on Facebook. Massive community, probably over 17,000 people over there now. They are growing. Just very blessed to have the interaction with you brothers and to talk with you guys on a daily basis and watch our big team grow up right before our very eyes. So
yeah.
Very, very, very grateful for that. And if you guys want to join that community, go hit them up on Facebook. That's the group they moderate for all of those chats and whatnot, and they'll get you in there. But I'm thankful for everybody here on the chat. Hey, it's free to show love. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the conversation. Subscribe if you want to follow me. I did Bleacher Report today, so my Bleacher Report perspective will be up later today as well. Chris and Sean, thank y'all again. Remember, fellas, horns always up. Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em.